First Lady Rosalynn Carter's legacy looms large in the U.S., certainly as it comes to the issue of mental health.
And tonight we are joined by Dr. Rebecca Brendel, a psychiatrist at Mass General Hospital and former president of the American Psychiatric Association. Dr. Brendel, thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday.
Thanks for having me.
And first, let's talk about Rosalynn Carter's mental health legacy. She really was, in a way, highlighting this issue and increasing awareness and also opening the doors for treatment. Can you talk about that?
Well, Rosalynn Carter was so ahead of her time. For the past 50 years, really, she was a leading voice, not just to the profession, but also to Americans about how important mental health is and how treatable mental health conditions are. She really was the one who paved the way for us to see mental health as part of overall health.
And doctor, she focused a lot as well on treatment. So what's the impact that had on how we think about mental health now?
Well, there are two things to really highlight about her lasting legacy. The first is that mental health wasn't something that was wrong with you because you were born bad or had some deficiency of character. It's hard for us even to remember that that's the way so many Americans thought and so many people in the world thought about mental health. She made us see that mental health could be treated and was just like any other treatable condition. One of the greatest lasting legacies we often don't associate with the work that she did was really showing how we need to treat both mental health and physical health. And now that we have mental health parity and insurance has to cover mental health the same as physical health is really part of her lasting legacy.
Very powerful. And we talk so much about how stigma impacts the way that people approach getting help for mental health illness. In what way did she chip away at that and make way for people to actually say, I need help and it's okay?
She did that by talking both to the profession. She was an honorary fellow of the American Psychiatric Association, the first lady to ever speak to the APA, and also really in every part of society. She also, to this day, the Carter Center teaches journalists about how to talk about mental health and how to bring the conversation to Americans and beyond in the world to really alleviate suffering.
Yes, so eye-opening then and still impactful today. Dr. Brendel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.